As they move to the club turn, Keystone Robin in sixth, his first debut. On the outside, Julianne moves up seventh, trotting in eighth. L&J Irish, Low Boy at the end. They swing round the club turn, go over to the half-mile. Black Label leads. Mullet Express on the outside, trotting second. In third, Coeur de Leon moving up to be fourth now as they go to the upper turn. That's June Ann racing along the rail in fifth position. Federal Prophet, Keystone Robin is sixth. On the outside, coming on seventh to the upper turn, L&J Irish. Racing in eighth position, Low Boy, and trailing the field now. First debut, they go double-deckered into the three-quarters. The leader by a length is Black Label. On the outside, Mullet Express second, moving three wide to the turn with a rush. That's June Ann down along the rail racing in fourth. Coeur de Leon in the lane. The leader is Black Label, three deep now, June Ann. On the inside, Coeur de Leon racing third. It's Black Label under pressure. Coeur de Leon moves right through there to take the lead. It's Coeur de Leon, the leader, racing in second. June Ann in third is Federal Prophet. That's Coeur de Leon. Fields on the turn. It's a recall. Palmer Hanover off stride before the 16th, a recall. Fields on the turn. They're off. Between horses for the early lead. Do Not Pass came away. On the outside, three deep. That's Light Caravel down along the rail third. Jam Boogie on the outside. Palmer Hanover is fourth. And around the turn, Light Caravel takes the lead. Palmer Hanover quickly up on the outside to challenge second. Racing in third to the quarter-mile post. That's Do Not Pass. Jam Boogie is fourth. The Tank and Flying Loretta. Palmer Hanover takes him over to the quarter mile. They go off the quarter in 30 2/5, and Palmer Hanover leads by 2 open lengths. Light Caravel racing second. In third to the 3/8 pole goes Do Not Pass. Racing in fourth position, Jam Boogie. In fifth now, that's Flying Loretta. Racing in sixth, Tank. In seventh to the half-mile, Queen of Oz. Racing in eighth, Jim Dandy. And trailing the field round the turn, Quaint Jester. Over to the half-mile pole they go on the front end. The leader, Palmer Hanover, a length and 3/4. Light Caravel is second. Up on the outside to be third. Jam Boogie coming on to be fourth to the upper turn. Goes Flying Loretta. Moving wide there, Palmer Hanover. Moving through is Light Caravel. 3 wide is Jam Boogie in a strange move. Down along the inside, that's Do Not Pass fourth. They go into the 3/4 with Light Caravel the leader. Palmer Hanover is between horses second, or racing in third as they turn for home. Comes Jam Boogie in fourth position now as the end of the lane. That's Flying Loretta. In the stretch, Light Caravel stretches out to lead by 2 lengths. Palmer Hanover is on the outside second. Racing in third through the stretch, that's the Queen of Oz with Tank. That's Light Caravel. Fields on the turn. Along the inside, that's Gene Russ with Creditable for the early lead. Bonnie's Caravel 3 deep, coming on to be fourth as they race into the turn is Canny Buzz with Roman Renvey fifth, and around the turn they go. Creditable leads on the outside, rough gated to the quarter-mile pole goes Bonnie's Caravel. Racing in third, Gene Russ. In fourth as they enter the stretch the first time. Canny Buzz. In fifth, Roman Renvey. Jake's Dusty Song is sixth off the quarter, 30 and a tick. Creditable leads a length. Racing in second to the 3/8 marker, Bonnie's Caravel. In third position now as they pass the stands the first time. That's Gene Russ with Roman Renvey fourth. On the outside, Jake's Dusty Song is fifth. They move over for the half-mile pole quickly up on the outside. Roman Renvey to challenge and take the lead. Racing in second by the stands the first time was Creditable, the half-mile in 1-3. It's Roman Renvey out there by 2 open lengths. Bonnie's Caravel is off stride. They go to the 3/4 mile pole. On the front end, the leader by a length and 3/4 is Roman Renvey. Racing in second to the upper turn now, that's Jake's Dusty Song down along the rail. Creditable. Racing in fourth position is Gene Russ. On the outside fifth, that's Easy Ted. Racing in sixth is Canny Buzz. They swing round the turn to the 3/4 on the front end. The leader by a length and a half as they turn for home is Roman Renvey. Racing in second, Jake's Dusty Song. On the move from far back is Canny Buzz, and he's cooking it up. On the front end, it's Roman Renvey, the leader, with Creditable. On the outside, Canny Buzz is closing. Roman Renvey, Canny Buzz on the outside. Roman Renvey in front. They're off. That's Jerry Hanover for the early lead. Between horses comes Flying Jimmy T. On the far outside, the History Maker. Also on the move into that first turn goes Bloney Jones. And around the turn they go. The History Maker's out there by 4 quick ones. Racing in second after an eighth. Jerry Hanover, Bloney Jones out there third. Along the rail fourth to the 1/4 mile post goes Flying Jimmy T. Racing in fifth. That's Shiloh Renee, the 1/4 in 29 seconds. They're cooking. On the front end, it's the History Maker out there by 3 lengths. Racing in second, Jerry Hanover. In third to the 3/8 pole, Bloney Jones. Racing in fourth position by the stands, Flying Jimmy T. Racing in fifth to the half-mile. That's Shiloh Renee. On the outside, coming on sixth, Anita's Son. Native Orchid moves up seventh. Racing in eighth, T.T. Plucky, the trailing horse to the half-mile. Embarcadero. After a half-mile, Jerry Hanover moves up to challenge the History Maker for the lead. Bloney Jones racing third. In fourth to the 3/4 goes Flying Jimmy T. On the outside, fifth on the backside, Anita's Son. Into the turn they go with Bloney Jones on the outside in a short lead. Jerry Hanover holds the rail second. Racing in third to the turn was Flying Jimmy T. Bloney Jones takes that lead by 4 lengths. Racing in second as they turn for home, Jerry Hanover. History Maker is third. In fourth, that's Anita's Son. In the lane, it's Bloney Jones out there by 5 lengths. Racing in second through the lane comes Jerry Hanover, but it's Bloney Jones cruising. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Mighty Egyptian for the early lead. Coming away in the middle of the track was JJ's Council on the outside. Logan's Son, and into the turn, JJ's Council is up for the early. Mighty Egyptian racing second. Logan's Son comes on third. Racing in fourth, the gray horse, Mr. Tiki. Buzzy B. Cry is fifth. Racing in sixth to the quarter-mile post now goes Poplar Tammy. Down to the quarter-mile they race up on the outside. The Logan's Son takes the lead a length. They go off the quarter in 29 and 4/5. Racing in second, JJ's Council in third position. Mighty Egyptian, Mr. Tiki is fourth. Racing in fifth, passing the stands is Buzzy B. Cry. On the outside coming on sixth, Patoka Special. Racing seventh to the half-mile mark now, Poplar Tammy, and around the turn they go. On the front end, a Logan's Son shows the way by a length and a quarter. Racing in second position, JJ's Council. Up on the outside, Mighty Egyptian is third. They went off the half-mile pole in 1-2 and a tick. On the front end, staying out there, Logan's Son, 3/4 of a length. On the outside, the challenger second, Mighty Egyptian. Racing in third to the 3/4 mile pole is JJ's Council. Patoka Special racing fourth. Mr. Tiki is fifth. Racing in sixth to the 3/4 mile mark, that's Pesky Pete. They go double-deckered around the turn. On the front end, Logan's Son's on a short lead. Mighty Egyptian between horses racing second. Patoka Special comes on third. In the lane, it's Logan's Son, the leader. Mighty Egyptian fading second. On the outside, Patoka Special comes on. Also on the move from far back, Poplar Tammy. It's Patoka Special, Poplar Tammy with the belated move, Buzzy B. Cry. That's Patoka Special.
Fields on the turn. They're off. Between horses, Muggsy's out fast for the lead. Dancing Opal out there second. Along the inside, High Yield got away. And on the far outside, driving up, goes Nance Perry. They race round the turn. Nance Perry puts her head in front. Racing second is Muggsy by 2. High Yield's third. Dropping in fourth, Dancing Opal. Dewhaven Gale is fifth round the turn. Speedy Bruce Frisco is sixth. As they enter the stretch for the first time, Nance Perry's got the top. Muggsy right there second, 31 and 1 for the quarter. Passing the stands for the first time, Nance Perry leads by a length and a half. Muggsy in the garden spot second. There goes Dewhaven Gala rushing up on the outside. Dewhaven Gala is after the lead. Dewhaven Gala makes the top. Nance Perry is second. Muggsy back to third. High Yield's fourth on the inside. Speedy Bruce Frisco coming on to be fifth. Racing in sixth position to the clubhouse turn now goes Ballroom Dancer. Dancing Opal is shuffled to seventh. Trailing the field, that's Netherly Bow. They go by the half mile in 104 and 2/5. Along the backstretch now, Muggsy has pulled out a third and he's after the lead. Dewhaven Gala holds the inside though second. Make that in top. Dewhaven Gale is on top 3/4 of a length. Muggsy alongside second. Nance Perry is third. Coming on to be fourth is Speedy Bruce Frisco. High Yield is locked in there fifth. Ballroom Dancer out there sixth. Racing in seventh is Dancing Opal. Neville Bow at the end. 3/4, 135 and 1. Dewhaven Gale at 3/4 of a length. Muggsy out there second with a 3-wide move as they enter the lane. Comes Speedy Bruce Frisco. They're in the lane. Dewhaven Gale is under a heavy drive 2 in front. Nance Perry gets through on the inside second. On the outside, Ballroom Dancer, and he's in a hurry. Ballroom Dancer on the outside. Nance Frisco coming through on the inside. Ballroom Dancer in front.
Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Big Red Star for the early lead. Coming away second is Maggie Muggins as they drive into the first turn. Getting off third as they go to the eighth comes Audio Galaphone with Lusty Tar Heel, and around the turn, Maggie Muggins takes the lead a length. Big Red Star racing second, on the move from fourth now as they enter the stretch the first time. That's Lusty Tar Heel. They move over to the quarter-mile. Lusty Tar Heel quickly up on the outside to take the lead. They go off the quarter in a very moderate 31 seconds. Maggie Muggins is second. Big Red Star third. Audio Galaphone fourth. In fifth, Bar Mary George. On the outside, ranging up sixth, Mighty Oak Spark. Racing in seventh to the half-mile pole. That's High Wire, and trailing the field now, Hasty Soot. Into the half they go on the front end. The leader a length, Lusty Tar Heel. Maggie Muggins racing second. Gaining ground, Mighty Oak Spark third. Big Red Star is fourth. The half mile, 1-3. On the mid-back side, it's Lusty Tar Heel on a short lead. On the outside, the challenger second is Mighty Oak Spark. Racing in third, Maggie Muggins. Coming on fourth to the upper turn now. That's High Wire. Big Red Star is fifth. Racing in sixth to the upper turn, Audio Galaphone. Into the three-quarters, Lusty Tar Heel stays out there by 2.5 lengths. Maggie Muggins racing second. Randy Jacobs goes to the whip on Lusty Tar Heel. He sprints out by 5 lengths. Maggie Muggins racing second. Lusty Tar Heel's under a powerhouse drive. Maggie Muggins racing second. In third position on the outside, Audio Galaphone. Lusty Tar Heel, Maggie Muggins is closing. Lusty Tar Heel with Maggie Muggins on the outside coming on. A driving finish, Maggie Muggins. Field moves into the club turn. They're off. Off stride at the start is Texas Leaguer. Moving out to take the early is Stephen Mack. Racing between horses, second Rusty Strikes Mr. Willow and Business Agent, and they drive into that first turn. The early leader is Stephen Mack by 2 open lengths down along the inside. Mr. Willow is second. On the outside third, that's Rusty Strikes. Racing in fourth position, Business Agent. Machete Almahurst, Cortland Peter, and Texas Leaguer at the end. They go off the quarter, 29 and a tick. On the front end, Stephen Mack shows the way a length. Mr. Willow is second, Rusty Strikes third. Racing in fourth, Business Agent. In fifth, Machete Almahurst. In sixth position, Cortland Peter far back, the Texas Leaguer. No change as they go over to the half mile. Staying out there is Stephen Mack. Up on the outside now to be second is Rusty Strikes. In third, Mr. Willow. The half 1-1. The leader by 3/4 of a length is Stephen Mack alongside Rusty Strikes. Racing third, Mr. Willow. Coming on fourth, that's the Business Agent. In fifth, Machete Almahurst. And now Cortland Peter is off stride. In the final 3/8 of a mile, staying out there, the leader, Stephen Mack. On the outside, racing second, Rusty Strikes along the rail. Mr. Willow getting a journey. In fourth, Business Agent. The leader by 2 lengths is Stephen Mack. Racing in second, Mr. Willow as they turn for home. Stephen Mack's under urging Mr. Willow on the outside. Rusty strikes closing ground with the business agent. The leader is Stephen Mack on the outside, business agent closing ground. Machete Almahurst comes on. Business agent on the outside with Machete Almahurst. Fails on the turn. They're off. Along the inside for the lead, Chief Knight with Flying Sierra out in the middle of the racetrack. That's Beckness moving up on the far outside, Ideal Worth, and they drive into that first turn. Beckness moves up to take the early. Chief Knight along the wood second, coming on third. That's Ideal Worth racing fourth to the quarter-mile post. Goes Flying Sierra with Wind Story fifth, Sergo Bird sixth. KJ Napoleon, Joshua Hanover, cheerful at the end off the quarter, 29 3/5. The leader is Ideal Worth, Beckness racing second in third. Chief Knight racing in fourth position. That's Flying Sierra. Wind Story is right there fifth. Sergo Bird sixth. Coming on seventh, Joshua Hanover. Racing eighth to the half-mile pole now goes KJ Napoleon with Cheerful the trailer. They swing round the turn on the front end, the leader by a length into the half-mile mark is Ideal Worth. The half-mile, 1 2/5. Beckness is driven from second, 3 deep in that turn now as they go to the upper turn. That's Wind Story between horses Chief Knight on the far outside. That's Sergo Bird. They race into the turn on the front end. The leader a length, Ideal Worth. 3 wide is Wind Story. Down along the rail racing third to the turn came Flying Sierra. They swing round the turn on the front end. Ideal Worth stays out there a length. Wind Story drifting wide second. Driving between horses, Flying Sierra. In the lane, that's Flying Sierra moving up quickly to challenge and take the lead. It's Flying Sierra with Ideal Worth racing second. In third position, Chief Knight, Flying Sierra. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Blair Logie out for the early lead. Coming away as they drive into their turn goes the Bishop. On the outside third as they look for position into the turn. That's Beans Tonight with Darn Nugget coming to fourth, and around the turn up for the early lead as they go down to the quarter-mile post. That's Beans Tonight racing in second position. The Bishop. Blair Logie is third, Darn Nuggets tucked fourth. On the outside, ranging up fifth, Sally's Danny Boy. They moved off the quarter in 29 straight. Beans Tonight has opened up a 2.5 length lead, racing second, the Bishop. In third to the 3/8 pole goes Blair Logie. Darn Nugget is fourth. Sally's Danny Boy racing fifth. In sixth to the half-mile pole, that's Coffee Gem. On the outside, ranging up to be seventh, goes Breezy's Pebble. Foolish Dean is eighth, and trailing the field, Hawthorne Joe, the half-mile, 1 2/5. On the mid-backside they go. The leader 3 parts of a length, Beans Tonight. On the outside, gaining ground second to the upper turn, comes the Bishop. Racing in third, Blair Logie. On the outside, fourth to the 3/4. That's Darn Nugget. Foolish Dean saves along the rail fifth. Racing in sixth to the upper turn goes Sally's Danny Boy. Into the turn they go. On the front end, staying out there, Beans tonight. On the outside, racing in second round the turn, that's the Bishop. 3 wide is Darn Nugget. Racing in fourth as they turn for home comes Foolish Dean. In the lane on the front end, under a heavy drive now, Beans tonight. On the outside, closing drown, Coffee Gem. Racing in third position is Darn Nugget. On the far outside, Breezy's Pebble. That's Breezy's Pebble on the far outside, getting up. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Blooming Leader for the early lead. Ledzy's Russ came away well down along the inside. Flying Farvel as they race into that first turn. The early leader, Blooming Leader on the outside. Ledzy's Russ racing second. Flying Farvel plugs the gap third. Racing in fourth round the turn goes Maple Lane Scott. In fifth position of the quarter-mile pole now. That's Meadow Wonder, and out of second goes Flying Farvel, but he wisely tucks back in second, because Blooming Leader wants that lead. The quarter, 30 and a tick. It's Blooming Leader by 2.5 lengths. Flying Farvel racing second. Ledzy's Russ is third. Maple Lane Scott fourth. Racing in fifth to the half-mile pole goes Meadow Wonder, BJS out of sixth. They swing round the turn, bravely driving from fourth, Maple Lane Scott. They go over to the half-mile pole, the leader, Blooming Leader by 2. Flying Farvel racing second on the outside. Maple Lane Scott moves up third. Ledzy's Russ is fourth. On the move in fifth to the 3/4 mile post goes Meadow Wonder, racing in sixth now on the backside. That's Pets Coed, BJS is seventh. Racing in eighth position, Loyal Wave, and trailing the field winners Woe. In the final 3/8 of a mile, Blooming Leader stays out there a length. On the outside, Maple Lane Scott starts to fade. Down along the inside, saving ground of the turn was Flying Farvel. In the lead, Blooming Leader. Racing in second, Flying Farvel. In third through the stretch, Ledzy's Russ. On the far outside, Winners Woe. On the front end, it's Blooming Leader, the leader. Racing in second, Ledzy's Russ. In third, that's Winner Row. A driving finish. In third to the 3/8 pole now goes Riptile. On the outside, fourth. Margine Misty, followed in fifth by Osborne's Grouch. Along the rail, Psyched Out sixth. Moving up, Flying Sierra, Native Playmaker. Into the half mile they go. 4-wheel drive stays out there by 2 open lengths. The half and the moderate 1, 3, and 4/5. It's 4-wheel drive staying out there by 2. Margine Dandy hustles up second. Racing in third is Easy O. The Grouch is on the move fourth. Racing in fifth to the 3/4 mile pole, that's Riptile. On the inside, 4-wheel drive. On the outside, Margine Dandy, the challenger second. Racing in third round the turn to the 3/4 goes Easy O. On the outside, racing fourth, Osborne's Grouch. Into the action fifth comes Flying Sierra. In the lane, it's 4-wheel drive and a short lead. Here comes the Grouch. That's the Grouch on the outside with Margine Dandy racing second. Moving up third through the lane comes a Flying Sierra. Osborne Grouch, Flying Sierra on the outside. Flying Sierra.